Hello, I'm Elton Robinson with your April 28th grain and oilseed update. According to USDA's most recent crop progress report, 17% of the U.S. corn crop is now planted, behind last year's 28% and a 5-year average of 18%. 6% of the U.S. soybean crop has been planted, which is expected to be a record for acreage, compared to a 5-year average of 3%. 23% of the U.S. grain sorghum crop is in the ground, which is right at the usual pace, and 4% of the peanut crop is planted, which is about the same as last year at this time and the 5-year average. 69% of the U.S. rice crop is planted, ahead of both last year and the 5-year average, and 30% of the crop has now emerged. 32% of the winter wheat crop has headed, compared to 23% for the 5-year average. 54% is rated in good to excellent condition, and only 8% is rated poor to very poor. The following weekly export summary is based on reports from exporters for the period April 14th through April 20th. Wheat exports of 612,700 metric tons were down 17% from the previous week, but up 1% from the prior 4-week average. Destinations were the Philippines, Taiwan, Mexico, Nigeria, Japan, and China. Corn exports of 1.37 million metric tons were down 2% from the previous week, but unchanged from the average. The primary destinations: Japan, Mexico, Peru, Saudi Arabia, and Taiwan. Grain sorghum exports of 27,300 metric tons were down 80% from the previous week and 79% from the prior 4-week average. Destinations were Japan, Mexico, and Taiwan. Rice exports of 80,300 metric tons were up 39% from the previous week and 5% from the prior 4-week average. Destinations were primarily Mexico, Japan, the Dominican Republic, South Korea, and China. Soybean exports of 782,100 metric tons were up noticeably from the previous week and up 12% from the prior 4-week average. Destinations were primarily China, Germany, Japan, Indonesia, and Bangladesh. Soybean meal exports of 170,600 metric tons were down 14% from the previous week and 30% from the prior 4-week average. Destinations were Venezuela, Colombia, Peru, Canada, and Guatemala. Soybean oil exports of 32,600 metric tons were up noticeably from the previous week and 26% from the prior 4-week average. Destinations were primarily the Dominican Republic, Colombia, Mexico, and Costa Rica. And lastly, beef exports of 13,700 metric tons were unchanged from the previous week, but down from the average. Primary destinations included Japan, South Korea, Mexico, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. Pork exports of 20,500 metric tons were up 17% from the previous week, but down 2% from the prior 4-week average. Destinations were primarily Mexico, Japan, South Korea, China, and Canada. Well, that is it for this week's report. I'm Elton Robinson. We'll see you next time.